Tim Chalamet, and now it's on my resume. It's not my face they see, 'cause they don't know me, and that's okay. These are the parts I play, filling in plot holes with all sorts of roles. 'Cause there's no small roles, no small roles, no small roles.
Welcome to No Small Roles. This is the show where I speak with fellow actors about their careers and about some of their smaller roles in big movies and TV, and how these roles are in fact not at all small for the actors who play them. Now, today's guest is someone I've never actually met before, but thanks to our mutual friend, Casey Braxton, I'm happy to welcome Sarah Randall Hunt. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Ian. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So according to IMDb, you are an LA-based actress and filmmaker whose work blends humor, heart, transformation, and depth. So I want to learn more about that. It said like Elizabeth something.
Yeah, no, it was definitely probably me and my husband.
It's good. No, it's real.
Anyway, thank you.
I want to learn more about that. So people know you from American Experience, Chronic with Tim Roth, Blackish, Unfinished Business, Stupid Cupid. I want to learn more about that. Chicago Fire, 1923, and tons of shorts and indies, many of which you have made along with your husband.
Some of the stuff we've done together. Yeah, my husband and I have made some short projects together, and we also co-created Stupid Cupid. It's a rom-com web series. Yeah.
And where can that be found? I'm just going to start with that. YouTube. And just under Stupid Cupid.
Stupid Cupid as series. I would just search that on your toolbar.
And is this still ongoing?
Well, it's we have paused future seasons, so the first season is available online, and we're deciding if we want to keep doing it. I don't know. We'll see.
I think you should, even though I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna.
Well, we now that verticals are a thing, we're like, maybe we should just cut it for verticals, and then maybe there will be a season 2. I don't know. Stay tuned, folks.
I feel dumb. What's a vertical?
A vertical. Okay, so this is all the rage these days. There are vertical dramas, which means basically you view it on your phone.
Oh God.
And they're basically kind of soaps. On the phone, and they're very quick short stories. Yeah, I know. Verticals are all the rage now.
Well, shows what I know. It's because I'm on the East Coast. It hasn't hit here yet.
Yeah. Well, they're filming them around LA. Yeah, they're filming them all around LA right now, and they're international as well. So this kind of started as a trend, I believe, abroad, and it's not so much, and it's bled over into America, and it's starting to happen here.
So you're thinking of making Stupid Cupid potentially a vertical?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about that. So we're going to talk about some lighter stuff down the road, but I like to start with the more emotional question. Are you seated?
I'm standing.
Oh, do you have tissues at least nearby?
Oh, yes. Right here.
Okay, here it goes. Do you prefer grilled cheese with or without tomato?
Oh, without.
Oh, wow. That's definitive.
Yeah.
Are you not a tomato person at all?
I'm okay. But, tomatoes, we have a fraught relationship. Sometimes they have to be a good tomato. I don't like a mediocre tomato. I like a peak of summer, like heirloom market tomato. I'm very particular, and most tomatoes do not fit this bill, and they're kind of grainy. Or
I didn't know this until my neighbor and my brother mentioned it on the show. But my neighbor introduced me to heirloom tomatoes. He grows them, and I'm upstairs. I had no idea. I thought tomatoes were red and just kind of juicy.
Yeah,
it's like a meal. They're incredible. I'm obsessed.
They're incredible. And
I
they're
eat it
like
for lunch.
savory but tangy. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Get it.
It's the
I get it
best.
now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But you would eat a grilled cheese with an heirloom tomato in it.
Yeah, I love cheese. I wouldn't basically I would not kick a tomato out. I wouldn't kick a grilled cheese out of anywhere. So if it's got a
Okay.
tomato in it, I'll eat it. But if I have a choice between two grilled cheeses, I would take the one
Yeah.
without the tomato.
Okay.
You know?
I think I agree with you. I agree.
Okay.
All right. So you obviously you live in LA, you lived in New
Mhm.
York, you grew
Mhm.
up in Kansas, and you went to Emerson, as did I.
Amazing. Go
I went
Lions.
And my
Right.
mom met her husband there, which was my dad. Wait.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
So you're smart, obviously.
Hey, we
Well,
try.
so why are you an actress?
I love the phrasing of that question. I think
Good.
yes, part of the smarts. I think that storytelling is the most impactful way to make a point. And
Okay.
I think that we human beings, since the caveman days and we were sitting around a fire, we've been telling stories to each other.
There were cave
And
women too.
there were cave peoples,
Cave
of course.
Yes.
Yes. So I think that that is the most powerful thing that we can do, making each other laugh, making each other cry, assigning meaning to something. And I think that that is part of, if we have this sentience and we understand that we're going to die and we understand that we're alive and that we're living on this planet, like, let's make the most of that skill. And so I think storytelling is a superpower, and I wanted to make my life about it.
Wow. That is like that is such a deep answer. Usually it's
Thank
like, I don't know.
you.
My great grandfather did it, so I did it. But that's wow. Okay. So that brings me to, we have the segment coming up later in the show called The Kiss and Tell, where people share a behind the scenes
Oh,
story. In one word, can you tease what your kiss and tell, or kiss and tells, you can tell more than one, is about?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Okay.
Mhm.
I like that. All right. So now we're going to get to the nitty gritty. So that was a very deep answer for the why you're an actor, but I'm going to
Mhm.
ask you more specifically, how do you grow up little Sarah in Kansas
Yeah.
to the older Sarah, I assume in Boston, who worked on American Experience?
Yes. Well, I was always, I was a precocious child. I loved dancing and doing all of these things. And I was actually took myself very seriously as a child. And so the older I get, the more ridiculous and immature I become, I think. And I prefer it this way. But
yeah, I mean, life's too short to
yeah.
be too serious.
Yeah, exactly. And I just, oh God, I loved movie musicals and all of those. And my entry point into performing was dancing and singing and all of those things, which I still do. Dancing, I'm great at a bar mitzvah, but singing, I still do. Yeah, so I think, Kansas, I'm from the suburbs of a good sized city.
Okay.
And there were opportunities to sort of perform in community theaters, regional theaters, things like that. So I was always excited and curious about doing things like that. And my cousin is a big inspiration to me, and he's a fabulous.
So you
Broadway
do have
actor.
that person.
I do have a person. Yes, my cousin
Okay.
is a fabulously talented singer, actor, director, all sorts of screenwriter. Also, his name's Jason Forbach. Wow. So he was an inspiration to me because he was a couple years older than me, and I could see. I didn't really think that it was movies were a concept, but I didn't think that it was something that I could do until other people, my cousin was doing it. And I also had a very influential aunt who would always take me to the art museum, and so the concept of art and expression was sort of a thing that was early instilled in me. And then so I started singing and studying singing because that was, again, like an entry for me, was musicals.
I saw opera.
Yeah. And then I wound up going to Arizona State University on a scholarship to study opera. And then I I don't like opera. Oops.
Wait, but
I
how
still-
did you end? How did
Right,
that start
opera.
then?
Well, singing teachers in Kansas City were classically trained. So I started taking singing lessons that were all classically influenced. So I was doing classical art songs, and people in the know would know what I'm talking about. And then doing like mini opera things. And so then when I applied to school, I was thinking about it from a music perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I got the scholarship and I was like, great, fabulous. And then I went and I was like, no shade to the desert. It just wasn't my jam. I was very hot and it wasn't a match.
What was it, because of the heat? It wasn't a match, or
I
was
was
it about
so
the opera?
hot. I was
Okay,
so
yeah, no,
hot.
I hear
And
it's
I was
horrible.
also, yeah, it's like over 100 degrees. It just, yeah, it wasn't, it was a huge school, which was not my vibe. I eventually wound up at Emerson, which is a much better fit for what I was looking to do.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, gigantic school was too big for me. The desert, I was also like, I'm really sweaty. And that's not fun. And then the singing thing, I liked singing and I like the storytelling aspect and I enjoy absorbing opera. But as far as like what that life looked like and the reality of music theory and learning 5 languages and all of that, I was like, I don't know that this is the fit. This isn't the kernel of thing that I'm excited about. Like, I want to go back to this. It wasn't exciting it wasn't the storytelling kernel that I eventually kind of found, right? Which there is a storytelling element to opera, but it's very heavy on the music theory and all of this other. I mean, they are athletes. It's incredible what they do, opera singers. And I have the utmost respect for it. But, you know, when you knowing what you want, it's as important to know what you don't want in the process of exploring
Absolutely.
that. And so I was like, this I don't think is it. So let's go over there and see what others, where I could transfer. And that's when Emerson College popped in my brain, and my high school director I had worked with on a musical had gone to Emerson and always talked about it being the best place. And so I explored Emerson and wound up there, and it was amazing. And I loved it. And it fit my personality and what I was trying to build. And
Boston's great.
Boston's great. I could study music and theater at the same time. So I could do the music theory thing and become a better singer, but also explore theater and straight plays and musicals at the same time. It was sort of the perfect situation for me.
Did you have a preference between straight plays and musical theater?
Well, it's funny. My path was sort of dictated for me because I just liked it all. And I thought I was going to be like musical theater, like Kelly O'Hara and like Audra McDonald were my heroes at the time. And I was like, oh, I want careers like them. And then I kept getting put into these dark, weird plays. Like I'd get cast in none of the musicals and all of the really dramatic, quirky, strange, like I did a play.
Though.
It was so fun. And I was having a great time, but I'm over here going, yeah, but I'm a Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella kind of girl. But then I get cast in this play where I die by electric chair. So, you know, these two things are very
Were you method?
No, thank God.
Okay. Oof, you are here, thank goodness.
Yes, yeah. So it's funny because, you know, I'm in a package. I'm from Kansas, is very apple pie, you know. But I have other bits to me that I think that the work just pulled me into, that they were like, you can do these weird things. And it's in this other package. So it's just interesting how things kind of like your path sort of becomes chosen for you in a way, you know?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So from there, you ping-ponged around a little bit, just trying to find your place. So you're in Boston at this time, which I know, and I'm not trying to harp on American experience, but that is like a Boston-based thing.
Yeah.
So that appears to be your first, as far as like film and TV, first big-ish thing.
Yeah, it was my first credit, which I didn't realize at the time. It was about Amy Semple McPherson, a Pentecostal worshiper, and I was one of the people in her church. So
that's cool.
It was wild. Yeah. And I barely remember. I remember the costumes and stuff, but I barely remember it at this point. But yeah, I was experimenting with short films at Emerson. Yeah. It is kind of funny that the film department and the acting departments don't really meld much.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It makes no sense whatsoever. And I wonder if that's changed, but
it was the same when I was there.
Yeah, what is that about? I
I
don't
was a
know.
film
Very
major,
funny.
and I didn't know
Yeah,
any of the actors. So
yeah, and it's
yeah.
not that big of a school. It's like 2,000 people in the school. So
Mhm.
you would think, but because of where the buildings are, everybody's kind of in their own little world,
Sure.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, that was my first credit, and then I moved to New York and was focusing primarily on theater,
Mhm.
and really wasn't even thinking about film and TV for a very long time. My cat would like to join the
Your cat
conversation.
is an opera singer.
She's,
Bring your cat
she
in.
come here.
What's her
Come
name?
here. Miss Zoe. She's
Miss
very
Zoe.
invasive.
Okay.
Come here.
Miss
My
Zoe.
my husband has shut a door and she's very upset.
Oh, she can come in.
Well, she just
Oh, I
wants me
mean,
to know. Well, yeah.
whatever's best for you guys.
Yeah. She's just upset the door is closed, which it will be open in a minute. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Anyway.
But when you did that project, did that mean something to you? Or were you like, oh, this is cool. I'm in Boston. I'm making these, these short films at Emerson, and like, oh, this is cool. I got this little gig. On
Yeah.
this. Okay, so it wasn't super meaningful to
It
you at
was
the
like,
time.
I was like, okay, I fell into this thing. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go try to be on Broadway.
Okay.
Bye. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
So theater was where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
And so you finish Emerson and you go to New York.
And I go to New York. And I do
what
the whole
happens
hustle.
there? You do
And
training.
reality.
Oh
Yeah.
God, you have to work.
You have to like work and stuff and like earn money and be an adult. And yeah, I continued my training with some fabulous teachers in New York, Larry Moss,
Mhm.
and really honed my skills in that capacity, and then started auditioning for commercials and got into doing student films in New York on accident again, and did regional theater and did and toured and had that whole experience, which was fascinating and fun. And made some amazing friends for that.
What'd you tour with?
I toured with a children's theater piece about Paul Revere, where I played 3 different characters. And then,
Fun.
yeah. And then I also was in a folk rock cover band that toured across the country for a couple years. Yeah. So
What an
fun.
experience, though. Just kind of seeing the
Yeah.
country that way. Did you go through Kansas?
We did. We had a performance in Kansas. We did.
Did your people come to see you?
Yes,
like
they did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now in New York, did you hook up with your cousin who had, found some success? Did that help you at all? Did that connection do anything for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think, he was a couple of years ahead as far as his journey, and he was working, I'm trying to think, primarily regionally at that point. So like I crashed at his apartment for a couple months when I first moved to New York, and we'd talk about being actors and stuff, and he'd give me some advice. But really, I think there is no way for any one person to make your thing happen. Like you have to build it on your own. And his area of focus, he's going to be on Broadway soon in Ragtime. Again, he's now been on Broadway a couple times. I know, I'm so proud of him.
I love that movie.
Oh, I know. I'm very excited. We're trying to make it to New York to see it. But yeah, so I think I had to forge my own path, and with his blessings and help and guidance and stuff. But I had to find my own tribe and interests and hone my own art, which is my, that whole thing with like the musicals. I kept getting pulled into these weird dark plays. It's like, that's what has continually that's a good metaphor, I think, for how my career has continued to develop.
Did you find that was happening in New York as well? You're getting pulled into things. You're like, I mean, this isn't really, but okay.
Yeah, it was funny. I would like audition for like a Disney cruise line, and they'd be like, I mean, it looks like it should be a Cinderella, but it doesn't feel like a Cinderella. So we don't, no, thank you. So I was having more success in the way I perceived myself was completely different than the energy that I could bring to something.
I think it's that depth that is mentioned in your IMDb was maybe just a little too heavy for these princessy people.
Exactly. Who knows?
No, that sounds like hell on earth. Yeah. Those cruises sounds like that would not be fun.
Ultimately, I don't think it would have been my jam and my jelly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. Not even like as a customer would I want to do that. Okay, so when do you start? Do you feel at one point you're making, because I know you did these tours, but in New York, as far as like Broadway, off Broadway, do you find that you're getting a little bit of traction with your training? And
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was getting a little bit of traction, and at the same time I was just really tired. It was I
Sure.
was doing I was working all hours, waiting tables and all that stuff, and I was just like, if one more person puts their sweaty armpit in my face on the train, I might lose it. So I was
It is
like,
nasty.
yeah, I had never really been curious about California before, but I had an opportunity where a friend said had like hurt their ankle, and they were like, "Hey, come cross with me if you want to check out LA. Just help me get around a little bit," because she booked a job out here.
Sure.
And so it was like a mutually beneficial situation. So I got to try out LA for a couple of weeks, and then I was like, "Oh, wait a second! I had a perception about what LA was,
Had you not been to LA
and
at all
now
before?
I'd visited
Okay.
twice and had a very different experience, but actually like boots on the ground, feeling what it felt like to be in California. I was like, well, this is pretty nice. And I love New York. I miss New York all the time. I wish I could be there. I aspire to be fully bi-coastal, and I still get
I am
back
an
there as much as
hour
I
from the
possibly
city.
can. Oh yeah.
I love
It's
it.
it's an incredible place, New York. And also, I mean, it's expensive. It's hard.
It's expensive. We did the same thing. We left
Yeah.
New York for LA because it
Yeah.
was so
Oh, did
expensive.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we came back.
Uh-huh.
So when did you, okay, so you went there, you're like, okay, this could be kind of cool over here. When was that? Was that,
That was like 2013. Oh my
oh,
gosh.
so not that long ago.
Not that long ago, huh?
Oh, wow. So you're a newbie.
No, I'm a newbie. I'm a noob.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did LA as a test run and was back and forth and touring and stuff in between
Sure.
there. And then finally I was like, if I'm going to give this a go, and this is when I started getting actually more curious around not just film acting, but film producing. And I was in the midst of producing my first short. And I had crowdfunded for that and things. And so I finally ultimately made the decision to give LA a good shot. And then I started booking things out here.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of like things kind of lined up in a way where I was called to come out here, and then
And
it all kind of started to fall together.
And it was meant to be. So at what point, and not to get too personal, but at
No.
what point does husband come into play?
Oh, yes. So 2018, here's the other funny thing.
Yeah.
2013, the first audition I had out here in Los Angeles when I finally made the decision to move was for my husband. And I booked the job. And the project, it was a digital series. And ultimately, the project lost funding and it fell apart. But we maintained a friendship over social media. And we kind of lost touch. And then, we'd comment on each other's stuff. It wasn't until 2017 he invited me out for a cocktail and said, this is just I just want to hear how you're doing. We're networking.
Talk
blah,
shop.
blah, blah. Talk shop. And then we met up, and I had a boyfriend at the time, and there was chemistry, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
And then he asked me out to dinner. I know. Well, I didn't do it. I said no. I was like, I have a boyfriend. I can't go out to dinner with you. If you want to go out to dinner as friends, we can go out. And he said, well, call me when you're available for me to take you out to dinner. And
wow.
When I was available, I did call him, which was 6 months later. And then we Ross Rachel'd for a second, and then we had our first date. And then that was, I think, 2018. And it's been magical ever since. He's the best.
Here I go again. You gave me the vertical thing, and I do know friends, but what does Ross Rachel mean?
Oh, like, will they, won't they? Will they get together?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And like, he's single, now she's not. And now she's single, now he's not. We did that for a minute, but
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And the other funny thing is he was at Arizona State University right after I left. He went to ASU. So we would
just missed each other.
We just missed each other there too.
But maybe that's better. Maybe it would not have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And we would have
gone to New York and blown it. Yeah.
Exactly. I wasn't ready to be the fabulous Mrs. to Yaroslav Altunin.
You had to have that boyfriend before to realize that, no, this other guy's the one. I mean, what's his name? It's
Yaroslav
Okay.
Altunin. Yes.
My wife's name is Capucine. We both have interesting.
Ooh. What is the
Southeast.
origin of Capucine? Is that
She's Belgian, so it's like
Belgian? I was
French.
like, so French.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Capucine.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so is
Mhm.
Yaroslav. That's beautiful as well.
Yaroslav. I know. Yarrow for short.
Okay, Yarrow. Tell him I say hi.
I will. I will.
So you also, I see in Boston again. I'm bringing you back there
Mhm.
just because I go there.
Bring it back. Yeah.
You also did Unfinished Business, which was
Mhm.
another decent size. That's a big film, and you had this role as a spa clerk or something.
Yeah. So that was actually it was shot in several different places, and there were reshoots that I was hired to do the spa scene.
Yeah.
And it actually filmed in Los Angeles, and it was my first studio film. And yeah, it was wild. And we were in K-Town at a spa. And I walked into, just for every actor out there, I walked in and I was like, I had like the costume going, I had the hair going, I had practiced the accent. I had to play a German woman. And I walked in and all of these German people were talking in German to each other in the waiting room. And I was like, well, you know what? I didn't book this. I'm not going to book it. This is so stupid. Why am I here? And I walked in with that energy and I booked it.
Wow. It's always the ones we think we're never going to get, we get.
Yeah, exactly. So just a little tip, just because you're not a native speaker, that doesn't necessarily rule you out as the choice.
And let them decide if you're not the one for the role. If they
Let
give you
them
the
decide.
opportunity, be excited to do it. My friend Mike had a role in that. He shot in Boston as a Japanese businessman, though he's Chinese American.
Oh,
and they did reshoots in LA for his thing too.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the big ball, you know? The bouncy ball around town.
Oh
but,
my gosh, wow.
But he loved, that was a very exciting gig for him. So, but that must have been meaningful for you because that was a big studio film and one of your earlier jobs that came after some of those earlier bookings. So that must have been huge.
Yeah, it was huge. It was hugely gratifying. It was a wonderful casting office. I was so honored to be called in, and it was so fun meeting Tom Wilkinson and Dave Franco and Vince Vaughn, and we were improvising with me in a German accent. I mean, that's the other lesson I took away from that is don't just plan to do the thing that you're showing up on set to do, because
be loose.
You got to be loose. You got to be ready. It's yes, baby. And you got to be ready to throw down. So yeah.
Why did they think, did you have it on your resume? I can do German accents or whatever. Why did they call you in for this? Because you had experience?
With my theater training and background is that, and also hilariously musical theater and being musical, music is a wonderful, if you have a musical ear, you tend to be better at accents because you understand the cadence and the nuances of, and you also have more facility with understanding, you know, tongue placement and lip stuff and cheek things and all of that, throat, right? Which is all of that has variation when you're talking about accents.
And that also helped you, I assume, for the improvisation part of it too, when you were on set with them.
Yeah. Well, and also that thing that I did where I was touring, it was I was constantly doing banter with the audience. So while I hadn't had a lot of improv training, here comes Miss Zoe.
Oh, Miss Zoe.
Oh gosh, let's see if she'll sit up on the. Yep, here she is. She's on the desk. Oh, you want to say hi?
I want to see her.
She might not be happy about this, but this is.
Come on, Miss Zoe. Hi, Miss Zoe.
Oh no,
it's okay. Oh yeah, don't get yourself hurt.
Here,
hi, Miss. Oh, she's so pretty.
Isn't she pretty? She's a pretty kid.
She's so vocal.
She's very loud.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's cute. Yeah. So, that also something that felt completely unrelated was also laying the groundwork for me being able to be like a little bit more fluid with stuff, you know, having to have banter with an audience is a very different skill than being in a play or being in a musical or being on a film set. Right.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Well, given that, I mean, it sounds like you love that interaction with an audience, and now you've had this big studio film and some other, you know, indie film projects. Would you say that the stage was calling to you more at that point? Do you have a preference? It's hard.
I love it. It's like picking your favorite child, which I don't have children, but it's yeah.
Totally.
You know, they're just different, but they scratch a similar itch, you know? It's like, I love I think there's something so electric about live performance that, I think going to see live music, I absolutely love doing, because it's just so different than listening to a record in your room, when you're in a shared experience with an
Yes.
audience, which is why I love going to movies in a movie theater. I love watching movies at home, but I just love like I just saw Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun movie.
Was it good?
And it was so fun. And I grew up watching those movies. And like my dad loves the Naked Gun movies. And it was so cathartic and fun to be in a room full of people laughing together,
Yeah.
So
I love it. I mean, it's just people playing with their cell phones nowadays drives me crazy at the theater. I'm like, that's why I watch a lot at home now. Or I'll go to the movies at like 10 in the morning.
I get that's brilliant. I just saw on Instagram someone was like eating breakfast, like brought their breakfast to the movie theater. That's brilliant.
Why not?
I want to do that.
You can do it.
Yeah.
If your cat will let you out.
Yeah, if she'll let me. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I also love the collaborative nature of working on a film set. I like producing things. I also like, it just feels like, in the same way that what I love about the theater process is the rehearsal process. That's what I love about a film set, is like, it is go time. You have to be ready to throw down, but at the same time, you're playing in a sandbox with other people. And I love how the lighting and the cinematography and the costumes and all of that inform the thing that I'm doing too. So it's like you're playing with different, it's like you have many characters that you're playing with, the camera being one of them, the costumes another. So I love that aspect of it too.
And you also need that flexibility when, the light's going down, or, oh no, we're going to lose this location. How can we make this work and change things up?
We got one shot.
It's horrifying and also kind of awesome to see what comes out of that.
I love those moments. I'm a weirdo. I love those moments. I don't like the stress of them, but I like it's magical what happens.
It makes you, you get to be inventive and creative, most creative in those moments.
Yeah.
Where do you ultimately want to go with the stuff you're creating? Because I imagine that's still going on with you guys. And I know we're going to do verticals.
Yeah, we're going to do verticals.
You're going to do verticals.
Yeah, I have we were making some time and space to get married. So that was our priority through 2023 and getting through strikes and all of that stuff. And now that things, I know, it's just constant. It's like COVID and then here we are again. And the entertainment industry is also going through a huge shift right now. And who knows where it's going to settle. So I'm still developing the acting career and continuing to look for opportunities there and build, and I have some things in the works, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I also have a slate of projects. Thank you. Slate of projects that are like long-term aspirational things that my husband does grounded sci-fi. And so we have some
grounded sci-fi,
like a
explain another thing to me.
I know, right? Grounded sci-fi would be like, there's not a whole bunch of like alien heads and stuff that people are wearing, but it's like a futuristic or science fiction circumstance, could be real, but very realistic feeling.
Oh, I love
and the humanity around all of that. And he does these beautiful epic movies. Yeah. But they're a bit more expensive than some of the other things that we're trying to do. So we're working our way towards bigger and grander feature films and things like that too. So, and then I'm also co-writing a comedy with a friend of mine, Monica McCarthy. And so, there's a lot of things in the works that are not ready to.
No, that's good though. You're keeping those juices flowing. I mean, especially considering, like you said, the strike and COVID, and it has not come back. And luckily you have these other avenues to get to perform and also create. How are you, beyond, creating your own films and stuff, how are you dealing with the lack of film and TV opportunities, though they are coming occasionally, but
Yeah, well, I've always been an impatient person. So that's part of the reason why. And also so the impatience and wanting things to work on, I've never been one to want to wait for an opportunity. So I wanted to create some for myself and my peers. And I love hosting dinner parties, and like films feel like dinner parties, like on a huge scale, where I'm like, you bring that casserole and I'll bring this, and
where you're not friends after though.
Well, that's why you got to pick. You pick who you want at your dinner party. You got to pick smart.
Oh, that's good thinking.
Yeah.
I'll bring the beer.
And inevitably someone brings a Jell-O salad and you're like, okay, well,
Oh, you're out.
you know,
Yeah.
thanks for the Jell-O. So yeah, I think I think we've normalized this idea of, and like, I think that you see the success stories and you never see the years of work that went into something beforehand. And there's always kind of a polish to it, right? And it's like, oh, look at this person is now fabulous and famous. And like, where'd they come from? It's like they sprung forth.
That was effortless.
That was effortless. It's so easy. And even when people kind of try to talk honestly about it, you're like, yeah, but you're famous, you know? Or yeah, but you have this huge TV show. Where the truth of it is it is normal for a person or any career to have gaps where you're not working. And as who I am changes, how I relate to the work that I'm doing is going to change too. As I get older, as I have certain life experiences, I am a totally different person on the other side of COVID. Completely different person.
For the better?
For the better. I do think that, I do think for the better. I think anytime we go through tough stuff, we become hopefully better people.
Sure.
We have an opportunity.
Learn from it and grow from it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think is just like I don't have any control over when, the next feature film or TV show is going to call and say, hey, you're greenlit, let's go. Either as a producer or as an actress, like come on set, let's go. So I aspire to recreate meaning lasting full friendships in this business, and find joy in that, in the space between, as well as generating content that I want to watch that is part of a future that I hope to see. And then also just being freaking happy and like saving up money and going on vacation. Wouldn't that be great?
That sounds kind of perfect.
Yeah. And like,
wait, so the marriage happened, right?
Yeah, we got married in 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And getting married, like life happens while you're making other plans. And like,
those are the things that matter.
It's true. It is so true.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's so cool you have a teammate that understands the business as well.
Yeah.
That can kind of roll with it, and you can share those frustrations. And as they do happen. I don't want to keep you forever, but I do want to talk about Stupid Cupid I'd like to talk about for a minute more, and then another project. But tell me more about Stupid Cupid. How did this start? This was more your baby first? Or please.
It started off as my idea that I was having trouble getting off the ground, and I had never written anything before. So and it's funny, my husband are very similar people, but also so different in our tastes. And again, he's grounded sci-fi. I grew up watching Naked Gun and Mel Brooks movies. So but I tend to work a lot in this space of like dark serial comic drama. That's where I tend to be playing.
As a creator, as an actor? As an actor,
that's where I tend to go. But as my tastes tend to lean towards the comic, as a producer. But so we had just started dating. We'd had our first dates.
That got rid of that other guy.
Got rid of that other guy. He got rid of that other gal. And then we were like inevitable. And I had planned to shoot like a proof of concept thing that I was using to kind of kickstart this thing. And this is back in the day where like web series were really hot. And he was like, well, I'd be happy to help, because he's a screenwriter and director. He was like, I'd be happy to help. And so he came, this was like, I think month 2 or 3 of us dating. He came and like worked for free and like helped with this proof of concept thing. And he was amazing. And I was like, oh, and
he's perfect.
I know he was. And everyone was like, he's great. And I was like, I know.
You're like, I know.
I know. And so the concept of Stupid Cupid, it's about 4 best friends who are maybe the worst people for the job. They create a dating app, and then they accidentally break the app, but could it be for the better? And it's all about their own dating lives and how that feeds into how they're thinking about the app and how they're trying to do something different where they're really creating connections with people, and it's very inclusive. I wanted to include lots of different perspectives that are different than my own as a straight cis white woman. I wanted to make sure that this felt like it was inclusive of like a lot more dating experiences than just my own. So and I have a lot of really funny bad dating stories, because when I was in New York, the dating app thing was sort of like a little newer. And so I went on some hilariously bad first dates that were like my cocktail party banter thing. And I'd be like, let me tell you this one. And then it was always a thing that people were like connecting, and they had a crazy story that they wanted to share. And I was like, there's something here. So Yarrow helped me format this in a way that was actually a digestible script. And then on a whim, I submitted to a grant program called the New York Women in Film, TV, and Theater Fund, which is now shorter, called the Women's Fund. And it was the first grant of its kind that helped women filmmakers and artistic creators get their projects off the ground. We actually won the grant. And
congrats.
Thank you. And a huge honor. And we then had the money, and we had a contingency of that was filming in New York, which New York originally was part of the whole plan. And it is sort of a character in the show as well. But it all just kind of came together. And then we had some other methods of funding, and I had the opportunity to work with some fabulous friends from Los Angeles and fabulous friends in New York, and bing, bang, boom, that's the show.
So check it out on YouTube, everyone. And I will as well. But that's awesome that you got the funding and everything. And so you had to fly your friends out from LA to work. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for, you didn't invite me.
Well, we didn't know each other, Ian. If we had, you would have been a part of the project.
Thanks. Casey didn't.
Did
Casey work on it?
Either. I didn't know Casey then either.
That's right. He moved there right.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I know. Which I feel like I've known Casey and his wife forever now. But
they're the best. They're really cool.
Aren't they the best? I know.
I mean, second best after you two.
Well, thanks.
You
right
three
back at you, Ian.
Cat. Thank you. Oh yeah, and now the other thing I want to talk about is 1923, which you had a 4-episode arc, as far as I understand. And I'm going to show a quick clip, and then I'd like to talk about it. And then I need your kiss and tell, and you got to get out of here by noon. So let's do this fast.
We're fine. Yes.
Okay. Stand by.
That's the only way people get wealthy, Banner. They take it. Look at where we come from. Look at the castles built on the backs of our parents. If you said that could be our castle, but you must throw the prince from the wall, I say, throw him from high enough that he don't try to steal it back.
You're so good in this.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't watched the whole series, but I skimmed through to see your work. And
thanks.
You get to do some powerful stuff too.
I did. That monologue is. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you. That monologue was so
beautiful work. Like really, the way you delivered that monologue is so good. I'm sure they're going to make me cut it out of this, so people, you may not have seen it. But how was that experience for you?
It was magical. Everybody on that set is just like the best of the best. Like it was such a thrill to be in their company. And I mean, Jerome Flynn is what an artist, what an incredible spirit, what a gentleman. Yeah. Okay. And people know him as Bronn from Game of Thrones, but he's done many, many fantastic things. And it was just a thrill to watch him work too and collaborate with him. And we developed a really lovely friendship. And I have lasting friendships from that show now. And it was a blast. So
what
fun.
A team to be a part of. I mean, Taylor Sheridan is the person in TV and film right now. So
he's a powerhouse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did you get to hang out with Harrison Ford?
I did. And he's everything you'd want him to be and more. I mean,
that's so cool.
Helen
Mirren?
I didn't get to meet her, and I am such a fangirl. One of my favorite movies is The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Oh my God. And like I've watched,
Excalibur.
yes, I've
Oh.
watched I've seen almost everything that she's done, and I just adore her talent. So I kept joking that I hoped that she would slap or kill me in the show, but it didn't happen.
I know it's funny. Like my
Maybe in the
dream
next
is to,
movie.
I just want to get killed in a horror movie. That's all I want to do,
Yeah.
and then I'll retire.
Yeah.
So it's funny. You just want Helen Mirren to slap you or kick you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm like, I
your-
just want to have a cat fight with Helen Mirren. How amazing would that be?
So your husband got shot. That's almost
He took a
spoiler. Is that a spoiler? It's been out a long time, right?
well, he's shot. Yeah.
Can I say?
Yeah.
It's not right.
Oh, he gets shot earlier. Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't see that. Oh,
yeah.
Yes, and he lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a great life, and they live in they go to 1924.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there any? Okay, you shared some advice, but is there any advice that you wish you had known? Anything that you wish you had known coming up in the business that you could share with other youngsters?
So it's important to be in love with your craft and obsessed with it to the point of like not enough to drive you crazy. I think it's important to be invested in your own future and growth, but you have to be a three-dimensional person because life is only interesting when you have a full experience. So if you focus only on this, and let's say you even have like a degree of success with that, you want to have a fully realized life at the end of your life and go, look at all the things I did. Exactly. And being on set is just one of those aspects. So be happy, find ways to be balanced. And that will actually help your career longer term. You will be a better person on set if you are balanced and happy in the other areas of your life. You will be a better creator if you have a stable center, and then you have the freedom to really explore dangerous, exciting things in your work, right?
Yeah.
So I would just really protect yourself, look out for yourself, and make sure that you have a good, balanced life.
That's perfect. I agree with that. Yeah, that way you have no regrets. Like, who cares about that one episode on whatever? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and it's like I think in my early days in New York, I would sacrifice everything and not go on that trip because it's like, well, there's that class that I could take. And I wouldn't do anything differently, but I would say to someone young and starting out, go take the class sometimes, but then also go on that wild trip. Go have that crazy experience because they're both going to give you something.
Yeah, exactly. Don't miss that time with those special people that you're going to do that thing with. But that's great advice.
Yeah.
Do you, when you arrive on set, do you have any hocus pocus, anything that gets you in the zone or gives you good luck when you get on set? Something you have to do?
I think I have like a warm-up thing that I like to do that helps me feel. I do a lot of music as a preparation thing or to get me back to a character thing. For related stuff, I might have like a rooting phrase, or I might stay in the accent, not necessarily be method or whatever, because a lot of accent work apparently. So those are things that I do. I also sometimes for like auditions and things and this is a friend of mine does this, and I'm stealing it from her, Alexandra Wright. It's using smells. So either a perfume character wears, or I use lavender as a way to like calm and center myself and get ready for an audition. So I'm kind of in that space. So you kind of protect a space so that it's a little bit more in the zone, You
totally have hocus pocus. Wow.
I totally have hocus pocus.
Those are like some interesting ideas. I might try some of that.
Try it. Yeah.
Never
and Alexandra Wright's a
thing.
fabulous teacher. She's a fabulous teacher, and she has a
Alexandra Wright, is that?
Alexandra Wright, and the Delta community is her deal.
Everyone look up the Delta community.
Yes,
I'm telling them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so this brings me back to your kiss and tell. Now you said Frankenstein. What is your story?
So when we were filming on location in Montana there's a infamous train scene. So if any of the Yellowstone fans out there, they always talk about the train station. You're taking someone to the train station. There is a train station scene at the end of 1923. So with some I mean, there's an epic build up to this moment in the show. And
it's a big moment.
It's a big moment. And I think there were 200 and some odd actors and then like over 100 crew members. It was a gigantic set with a lot of people. And we were filming over the course of like Halloween. And so we were doing our stunt rehearsal. And my buddy picked me up, my buddy Brian Conwell, who's sort of, I joke, my second work husband, because he's become a very dear friend. And he also plays a Scottish guy on the show. And he plays my husband's henchman. And us Scots kind of like stuck together and bonded a friendship. So he wound up buying us matching scarves that had light up things. And mine was Frankenstein and his was a pumpkin. And so and when we show up on set and like all of the crew members are all dressed up and a bunch of them it was so fun. Crafty, they were all in McDonald's characters. There was a Ronald McDonald, there's a Hambler burglar. And then two of the costume heads were dressed as the two Scottish henchmen, my dear friends, Brian Conwell and Colt Brown. So they were dressed up like him. There are also several people dressed up. Yeah. Several people dressed up as Harrison Ford's characters.
Yeah.
So there was one from Blade Runner. There was someone else dressed up as.
That's so funny.
Oh gosh, I forget. It was so fun.
Did he appreciate that?
Oh, he thought it was so funny.
Okay.
And he was laughing and kind of teasing people about it. But yeah. Yeah. And just like, it was a hilarious little memory. And I have, and the makeup people were going all out with their special effects makeup. It was fun. It was
what a magical experience. One thing I always talk about is when you get these sets that you get to return to and you build that community and that family it's so, there's nothing like it, because these one day jobs that we do sometimes, it's like going to someone else's Thanksgiving dinner and you're like, I need to pretend I'm comfortable and they all know each other really well, but hi.
That is such a good analogy for what it feels
Isn't
like.
It weird? Yeah. But that's what a gift that was. And obviously you earned it, and you certainly met your co-star there where he was at.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. I need to ask you one more question.
Please.
Do you have any dream opportunity you have not had? What would be your dream other than being punched by Helen Mirren?
Oh my gosh, that's still on the list. A girl can hope,
They could stay.
Right?
Yeah, you can have both. Whatever the other one is too.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I have like a laundry list of directors I'd love to work with, of cinematographers who I admire, plays I'd like to do, musicals I'd like to do. And I think, and I really, as a filmmaker, I'm really looking forward to making my first feature. I think I'm ready for it. So
that will happen.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. And you're making it happen, especially because I don't know if this business is going to come back the way it was. Ever.
I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, I'm hearing wonderful, positive things about what's coming down the pipeline for Los Angeles. I think we are becoming a more global industry, which is really interesting. And I don't know how that'll shape the future of it. And with AI and all of that stuff, who knows?
We just got to go with the flow. We've got no choice. But you're going to make a feature and hire everybody.
That's it, Ian. Are you? I'm going to check else.
I'm available.
Okay, great. Yay.
So nice to meet you. Anything you want to promote or talk up before I allow you to leave?
Oh, well, just find me on social media at Sarah Randall Hunt, and let's connect. Let's hang out.
There she is.
That's me mug. And if you ever have questions, I'm around. And check out Stupid Cupid, like we talked about. Watch
on
1923 on YouTube. And
there's a big train, big train scene where she yells. She like yells very emotionally. I don't know why.
Who knows?
I don't know. No, good, really good. And so
and I'm hoping for some fun announcements coming soon. So stay tuned.
So again, everyone go to her Instagram, Sarah Randall Hunt. Thank you so much for your time. Stand by for 1 second. We'll say goodbye to everyone else.
Bye, everybody. Miss Zoe says bye too.
Bye to your cat. But thank you for your time, everyone. Farewell, and go to her Instagram and Stupid Cupid on YouTube. Here's our goodbye song. Stand by.